Welcome back, y'all. Today we're going to check out a sleep system that I've been testing out now for several weeks, and this is made by Atepa. What I have here is their all-season 6.6 R value air mattress. I also have their Peakvent 520 3-in-1 sleeping bag system. And then another new item I've been testing out is their Air Cloud pillow carrying bag system. This one's a little new, but it's pretty neat, and I'll share it along with it. Atepa did get a hold of me and offer to send me several pieces of gear free of charge to test out and share with you. But with that being said, I'm not being sponsored by and I'm not getting paid by Atepa in any kind of way. Kind of means I'm not obligated in any kind of way to say anything good about this gear. Anything I say is my honest opinion after testing it out and trying it out for a while. So let's start with the air mattress. So this mattress is a 20D nylon construction, and it's weighing in at 1.6 pounds, and it does come included with a inflation sack with it as well. This does pack down pretty small size, and the inflation sack on it is pretty large. The sleeping pad is insulated, so it does have a couple layers of that silver aluminum reflective layer that does really help to reflect your body heat back to you when you're laying on it. You can hear it in there and can see it inside of here as well. And like I said, the inflation sack is pretty large on it. It is a little interesting how this thing works. It's got a little Velcro, and it's got this long nozzle that has the fill tube. The write-up from Atepa, it does claim that it takes about 5 bags to fill this up. I've found it to be more like about 10 or 11 to fill it up. That's really not a big problem at all. It takes a little bit more, but this air mattress is pretty generous size. So we just click that in. I must be getting a little bit better at filling it up because it only took me about 7.5 this time to get it to completely full. And this, like I said, has an R value 6.6, and that is SGS certified. I don't know what the difference between a SGS and the ASTM certification is, but it does claim to be a certified 6.6. It is a pretty decent sized pad. It's about 26 inches wide, 78 inches long, and about 4 inches thick. So being about 78 inches long, anybody who's over 6 foot, probably up to about 6'4", you should be able to still sleep on this mattress without your feet hanging off of it. Vertical baffling, what I think they're calling a I-beam construction on it. This should keep you warm in the cold winter temperatures. Now at this point I haven't got it into anything below 47 degrees. But at that point, I didn't feel any kind of cold. I could feel my body heat reflecting onto it. So I feel very comfortable that this thing will keep you pretty warm in colder temperatures. There's some real cold winter temperatures. Those tests are still yet to come. But I feel like it will still keep you pretty warm, getting down into freezing temperatures for sure. So I am 5'11", something, just shy of 6 feet tall. And this is definitely plenty long enough for me. There's room to spare on both sides. And I'm probably about 165, 170 in weight. I am a side sleeper. Now I have literally found this to be a very comfortable mat, and with it fully inflated, even as a side sleeper, it's a little too stiff for me, so I like to let a little bit of air out of it, and I find that to be a little bit more comfortable. I get to kind of squish into it just a little. Give you an idea of how long it is. A couple inches above my head, and a little bit extra on my feet. 26 inches wide. It's plenty for me. Really sprawl out on it. More than enough room. And with this being totally inflated right now, with me sitting on it, my butt's not touching the ground. But like I say, I like to deflate it for comfort a little bit, usually to the point that I am sitting on the ground when I'm sitting on it, but that's comfortable for me laying on it. To stay inflated throughout the night. The only times that it's kind of went a little bit deflated, it's just where it's been warmer in temperature in daytime, and then going into night it really dropped about 25 or more so degrees. And with that cool air, it shrinks, so it's kind of natural that the warm air inside of your sleeping pad's going to shrink and it will deflate just a little bit. Other than that, it seems to hold up the air really good. And then the next piece of gear that we're going to go over is their Peakvent 520 3-in-1 sleeping bag system. And this is weighing in at 3.4 pounds, which is a little bit heavier for an ultralight sleeping bag system, but this is definitely a little bit more than just your regular sleeping bag. When you see this whole setup, it kind of makes sense why it's a little bit heavier. So on the back side of this sleeping bag, it does have like a fitted sheet to it, and it also has these straps that are adjustable. So you just want to slide this over top of the air mattress. It is adjustable, so it works for many different sizes. And then, like a fitted sheet, it just stretches over, fits around the corners. You can see how it fits over your air mattress, and then you do have these adjustable straps, and that way it stays nice and tight to your air mattress, and then your sleeping bag stays in place. Read some of the specs here. The outer fabric's made out of a 20D 400T nylon, and the lining is also made out of a 20D 400T nylon. For the top quilt, we're looking at what they call their Cold Master down, which is a duck down, and it's got a 360 gram fill on the top. And then for the bottom part of it, it's got a polyester fill, and that's only at 160 grams. Insulation does depend on a little bit of air gap. If you have that same fill on the bottom and you're laying on it, you're going to crush it down and you're not going to get the same insulative value anyway. Temperature rating on it, they're giving it a comfort level at 44.6 degrees. I haven't got it down that low yet. I've got about 47 degrees in it so far, and I was still really toasty warm. The limit, which is at a 35.6 degrees, and that's 2 degrees Celsius. The 44.6 is 7 degrees Celsius. So I feel like I could go to that limit and be relatively comfortable myself. And then it's got the extreme level at 10.4 degrees Fahrenheit or a negative 12 degrees Celsius. And you're not really meant to sleep in these systems at the extreme level. That's like, it could keep you alive, keep you from freezing to death, but it's not really going to keep you warm. This is nice and roomy. I have more than enough room. I can get my knees up. And because this thing is attached to the air mattress, if you move a lot in your sleep, you can roll around no problem. And everything just kind of stays into place. And that makes this system really freaking cool for sure. And then it does have zips on both sides. So that you can really open this thing up. If it is a little bit warmer, you don't want to keep all that extra air in. Use it a little bit more like a quilt. And then it does have the hood. It zips all the way up underneath the hood. There's this button snap here that attaches to the top part of the quilt. You snap that, and that kind of helps keep the hood and this bottom part of the quilt all connected. It has the same feature on the other side. There is a drawstring that you can use to tighten it up here, and it does have a drawstring on the other side, so it kind of just pulls it tight from one half and then to the other half, so that way you can cinch this top quilt really tight up and around you if it was getting a little bit colder. And then as well, there's the drawstring on the hood. You can unzip the foot box, and then it has a little toggle system where you can hook this up. You can roll it down, toggle it up. That way you can get a little bit more air circulation. Stick your feet out if you need to cool your body down. This whole top quilt you can remove from the whole sheet system from it. And all you have to do is zip it down and detach it down here at the foot box. So if you want more of that quilt-like experience, you don't have to have it zipped up at all. You can use it just like your blanket that you would at the house. This lower part still has a little bit of insulation on it, still has a sheet. It feels really nice. And then the hood stays connected here. And if you want, you could also just roll that hood back and not have that hood feature at all if you want to. You could just take this bottom sheet and hood part of it and use that along with a different bag, or you can just use the quilt by itself or the whole system together. And the little flap down at the bottom rolled up tight. That's with the hood. I find this to be incredibly comfortable. The size of the sleeping bag itself, when it's all zipped up, it still gives you plenty of room to be able to roll around and move. This being paired with this 6.6 R value mattress has worked really good. Both has been extremely comfortable for me. And I think for the price point on these is not bad at all for what you're getting out of it. Atepa site right now, the air mattress is going for $99. Being ultralight and a 6.6 R value at $99, that's a lot cheaper than many brands. You're going to easily spend 2 to 3 times as much. I haven't had any of those brands to be able to compare what they are side by side to each other, but $100 is definitely a lot more affordable than $300 for a insulated air mattress. The Peakvent 520 3-in-1 sleeping bag system, it is listing at $149 right now on their website. I think that's actually a great price for what you get out of this sleeping bag. As a sleep system with these two, you're looking at around $250 price, or maybe under what you pay for some insulated mattress itself. That's a good bargain. And this is their air cloud bag. It's multi-purpose 4-in-1 bag, but this is also a pillow. This is coming in at 0.6 pounds. Not a bad size at all for a pillow because it's multifunctional. It comes with a shoulder strap. It's got these D-rings that you can hook on. Not just a pillow, this is actually a shoulder bag. And what I have in here right now is just all my sleep clothes that I would use when I was out camping. You can fit quite a bit of stuff inside of this bag. It's pretty decent size. It's also got this other internal bag in here. It's got a zipper, a couple mesh pockets in there, repair patches, and the instructions for it. You can turn this thing inside out. You can fold it up, and it all will fit inside of this little bag inside. So if you just wanted to use this as a pillow, it does roll up compact to a nice size. I think it's a great idea that your pillow could also be used as something else. Air valve here on the side. Only takes a couple puffs of air to be able to fill it up. Inflated as a pillow, you can still put a bunch of stuff inside. Kind of similar to the air mattress. I found that if it wasn't blown up all the way, if I let just a little pressure out, it didn't feel quite as firm. It felt a little bit more comfortable. Sun's shining right on me right at the moment. Like I say, with it all the way pumped up, it does feel a little firm. It'd also be great for like a carry-on bag if you were traveling or flying. You can put all of your stuff that you need inside of there, and when you get on the plane, you can blow this up and you have yourself a little bit of a pillow or a little bit of lumbar support if you like. And I believe that this pillow is going for like $40, $39.99. So if you want to look at that as an addition, as a complete sleep system, you would be under $300 for the air mattress, the 3-in-1 sleeping bag system, and the pillow that also doubles up as a travel bag. I definitely think that it's very comfortable. This is one of those sleep systems that after the first night, I couldn't wait to sleep in it again. And after several more nights of sleeping in it, I've been pleased every single time. It's something that's adaptable for warmer weather and in colder weather. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily budget gear, but I think it's affordable, and definitely at the price range, you're getting quite a bit out of everything in this system. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'll put a link to all 3 of these items down in the description if you want to go check it out, if you're interested in it. Thank you for joining me today. Stay tuned. Laters, y'all.